Hello, dear friends. Today we talk about this visitor who comes knocking on every door, but about whom we do not like to think about, we do not like to talk about, and we would rather avoid this visitor. There are countless stories concerning death. And in fact, our whole society, medical system is geared towards avoiding death. There are two kinds of such situations in which a person close to us, near to us, dies. And it could be in two ways. Either it's an untimely death. For an untimely death, the grief is profound and it takes a long time to heal. But there are deaths which are age-related, and an elderly person passes on. And many times people are not able to deal with even the grief coming from those situations. And to me it seems that understanding or exploring what happens after death would take away some of the fears, some of the misapprehensions that we have for ourselves when we think about death, or when we fear losing our loved ones, or when we have actually lost someone. So there are other videos also available in which I have talked about afterlife, and I just touch on this briefly here, that there is a lot of evidence, there are a lot of experiences which people go through and report, and which are so similar over people who have been separated physically, living in different places and describing similar experiences at different times, in different ways. There is always a common thread to all, that we survive death. That, like our Hindu philosophy talks about, the Hindu religion talks about, the concept of Atma. And in fact, in terms of Hindu religion, so when somebody passes away, it is called ki pure ho gaye hain, meaning they've become complete now. And this is something which is inherent to the culture or the traditions here, which was so rooted in the fundamental knowing that there is something which survives death, that we are not just limited to this identity that we have at this moment, or limited to the name, limited to the family that we have at this moment, that we are much greater than that. So we can revisit our religious texts like Bhagavad Gita when they talk about Atma. We can connect to practices like meditation, which help us to connect to our inner being. And when we have truly connected, we would know that this is the physical body that we have right now, and we are not just this physical body. And I feel as we understand that, it's a very necessary first step in being able to let go of the profound grief that we experience when we lose a loved one. Unless we have a true and a deeper understanding, it's very difficult to let go. I feel that grief, though, is something that we would like to avoid. And as I work with people, it's like something that we would like to get over quickly. And we want to get on with our lives. We don't want to miss this person. I feel there is a lot of good in even experiencing grief. It teaches us humility. It teaches us what is truly important. Experiencing death, it could just bring our focus back into what is truly relevant. Are we focusing on that? Or are we wasting time in superficialities which are not going to matter? Does it lead to this deeper understanding that death can come knocking any time? And all of it that we have been focusing on is all going to be left behind? Does it lead to us this deeper question of what is truly important? What is it that we're going to take with us? Not even our name, actually. So what is it that we will take with us? So I feel that grief could really open such questions within us. It could open that search within us. So there are 5 stages of grief which have been listed by Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. And first, they could be like it occurring in any sequence though, but it could be anger, beginning with denial actually. That's more common, that we go into shock and we think that, oh no, this has not happened. There could be anger against God. Why did you do this to me? Anger against that person for dying. Or it could be bargaining, that God, please just take anything, just give this person back in whatever way. Could be depression. Then the person realizes that nothing is going to work and this person is not going to come back. Yeah. And after depression comes acceptance. And there's the 6th stage which some people go to, and it's very much possible for few people to get stuck in one of these stages also. Okay, so then it would be a dysfunctional grief. So mostly grief should follow a time period. It could be anywhere from a few months to, even a couple of years. And I feel it's very, very personal. And I would rather refrain from defining a particular time limit to say that it has really become dysfunctional. It would be a very personal and individualistic to comment on that. Yeah, but if a long time has passed and we are not able to function to our optimum because of this grief which is holding us back, could be a dysfunctional grief. We probably become stuck in one of those stages. And we should seek help to be able to let go and to live fully. It's like we are traveling in a train together and it's someone's time to get down from the train, and they do, but you are still on it. So if you're still on it, there is a purpose behind it. And if we just obsess about that person and not, focus on how we can grow, so then it's like a time wasted for us. And ultimately, we are also going to get off this train. So we are going to be there. It's just a matter of time, right? So I feel like grief is very important to go through. And if our loved one has passed on, I would really say that one should take out some time to just be with themselves, just reflect, right? To support yourself, nourish yourself, give yourself that time. Okay, it's not this like, okay, let me just get back to business, just let me get back to life. Because there are many times such important insights that we get when we reflect. And that's a very, very important time in which those things can happen. So if we go through with that, so then we could come out transformed, where we become a very different person from who we were. And I feel then truly we have honored the passing of the loved one who has passed on. Okay. So I feel like we were going into the what functions, good part does grief serve? So another thing that grief does for us is when we face death, it could really completely collapse the ego structures inside our mind, and the possibility of something new emerging becomes very, very present at that moment. Otherwise, it's the very same things and it's the same trivial worries and the same trivial tensions that we are caught on. So, in a sense, death, it applies the brakes on our life and losing someone, and then we can rethink and be able to start life in a different way, right? So I would really encourage everyone to follow some practice like meditation and go into a deeper connect with oneself. They say that the moment of death is very significant, and as I've experienced in past life sessions, everything becomes amplified in the dying moment. And as we are all moving towards death, none of us is immortal. There could be some immortal yogis there, but we are not. So as we work on ourselves every day we center ourselves, every day we calm ourselves, we would be able to, when we reach that dying moment, be in that calm state, be in that content state, be in that state of letting go. Are we able to let go? Are we still holding on to so many things? Or are we into that state of, I want this and I want that? So do we want to reach a dying moment with that state? So I feel as we meditate, as we go deeper into ourselves, as we connect to our own essence, we move towards the finale with grace and with abundance, and then it becomes just a moment of transition. It's just stepping out of the door. And if you watch the video of afterlife and which I've posted, and all the stories which people tell, it's still a beautiful world and we are still there. So thank you, dear friends, for listening, and hope this video helps you in some way.